Welcome to Biography with Plutarch, where we embark on a fascinating journey through the lives of remarkable individuals, seeking to understand the intricacies of their character and the forces that shaped them. Today, we delve into the life of Christopher Lee, a man whose enduring legacy in cinema is rivaled only by his own boundless curiosity and passion for the human experience. Born on May 27, 1922, in the opulent neighborhood of Belgravia, London, Christopher Lee's early life was marked by a unique blend of privilege and upheaval. His mother, Contessa Estelle Marie Carandini di Sarzano, was an Italian contessa with a rich aristocratic lineage, while his father, Geoffrey Trollope Lee, was a colonel in the King's Royal Rifle Corps, embodying the discipline and honor of the British military. This intersection of aristocratic refinement and martial duty would later influence Lee's own sense of responsibility and chivalry. As a young boy, Christopher Lee found himself whisked away from the comforts of his London home to the picturesque landscapes of Switzerland, where his family's financial struggles necessitated a more frugal existence. The snow-capped Alps, with their majestic grandeur, became his playground, while the cosmopolitan cities of Geneva and Zurich introduced him to the vibrant cultures and languages of Europe. This early exposure to diverse landscapes and tongues would sow the seeds of his future linguistic prowess. Lee would eventually become proficient in multiple languages, including English, French, German, Italian, and Spanish. The 1920s and 1930s were tumultuous times, with the world teetering on the brink of chaos. As Christopher Lee navigated the challenges of adolescence, the rumblings of World War II began to reverberate across Europe. His father's military background and the family's connections to the British aristocracy meant that the young Lee was keenly aware of the gathering storm. The whispers of war, the rustling of newspapers, and the hushed conversations of adults would often leave him with a sense of unease, wondering what the future held for his family and the world at large. These early years, marked by uncertainty and a sense of impending doom, would later inform his portrayals of complex, often troubled characters on screen. Lee's education took him to Wellington College, a renowned public school in Berkshire, where he developed a passion for acting under the guidance of his elocution teacher, Miss Betty Andrews. The school's rich history, with its Gothic architecture and sprawling grounds, provided an ideal backdrop for Lee's early explorations into the world of drama. However, it was not the stage that initially beckoned to him, but rather the world of music. Lee became enamored with the operas of Richard Wagner, particularly Der Ring des Nibelungen, which would become a lifelong obsession. He began to study singing, envisioning a career as an opera singer, and would often spend hours listening to recordings of famous tenors, trying to mimic their vocal techniques. This artistic inclination would eventually give way to his acting pursuits, yet the influence of music on his life and work cannot be overstated. With the declaration of war, Lee's family life became increasingly complicated. His father, Colonel Geoffrey Trollope Lee, was called back to active duty, while his mother struggled to maintain a sense of normalcy amidst the chaos. The young Lee, determined to contribute to the war effort, would soon find himself embarking on a journey that would take him from the battlefields of Europe to the sound stages of Hollywood. As the Second World War unfolded like a dark canvas, Christopher Lee's life took a dramatic turn, forever altering the trajectory of his journey. In 1941, at the tender age of 19, he enlisted in the Royal Air Force, driven by an eagerness to contribute to the war effort and defend his nation against the gathering storm. The winds of fate, however, had other plans for him. His poor eyesight, a trait that would have made him a liability in the skies, prevented him from becoming a pilot, and he was instead assigned to the intelligence branch, where he worked in encryption and decoding. This experience would later influence his portrayal of complex, enigmatic characters on screen, as he developed a keen understanding of the intricacies of human nature and the art of deception. As Lee delved deeper into the world of intelligence, he began to develop his language skills, becoming proficient in Italian, French, and German. These linguistic abilities would serve him well in his future acting career, allowing him to effortlessly navigate the nuances of different cultures and characters. The war years were a crucible for Lee, shaping his worldview and informing his future performances with a depth and richness that would become hallmarks of his craft. In 1944, Lee was seconded to the Special Operations Executive, SOE, a secret organization tasked with conducting espionage and sabotage behind enemy lines. His work with the SOE took him to the scorching deserts of North Africa and the battle-scarred landscapes of Italy, where he witnessed firsthand the brutality and chaos of war. The memories of those experiences would leave an indelible mark on his psyche, haunting him like a ghostly presence that lingered long after the guns had fallen silent. These formative years would shape his perspective on humanity, illuminating the darker aspects of human nature and fueling his fascination with the complexities of the human condition. After the war, Lee returned to England, his homeland, where he began to pursue a career in acting with a renewed sense of purpose. He joined the Rank Organization's acting school, a hallowed institution that had nurtured the talents of many aspiring actors, including his future friend and colleague, Peter Cushing. The two would forge a lasting bond, one that would endure through the trials and tribulations of their careers as they honed their craft alongside other talented individuals. In 1947, Lee made his film debut in the Gothic romance Corridor of Mirrors, directed by Terence Young. Although the film was not a major success, it marked the beginning of Lee's long and storied career in cinema, a journey that would span decades and leave an indelible mark on the world of entertainment. The 1950s saw Lee's star rise with a series of roles in British films, including Scott of the Antarctic, 1948, and Captain Horatio Hornblower, RN, 1951. His breakthrough role came in 1957 when he played the titular character in Terence Fisher's The Curse of Frankenstein, a film that would establish him as a horror icon and cement his status as a master of the genre. Lee's collaboration with Hammer Films, a British production company specializing in horror movies, proved to be a pivotal moment in his career. He went on to star in numerous Hammer productions, including Dracula, 1958, The Mummy, 1959, and The Hound of the Baskervilles, 1959. His portrayal of Count Dracula, opposite Peter Cushing's Van Helsing, cemented his status as a horror legend, forever etching his name into the annals of cinematic history. As Lee himself once observed, Dracula is a wonderful character because he's a symbol of the darkness that lies within us all. This statement spoke to the very heart of Lee's fascination with the human condition, a theme that would recur throughout his career like a haunting refrain. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, Lee continued to appear in a wide range of films, including The Devil Rides Out, 1968, The Private Life of Sherlock Holmes, 1970, and The Wicker Man, 1973. His performances were often marked by a sense of gravity and depth, as he brought complexity to even the most seemingly one-dimensional characters. As his career progressed, Lee became known for his distinctive voice, which added an air of authority and menace to his roles, sending shivers down the spines of audiences worldwide. One notable example of Lee's versatility during this period was his appearance in The Man with the Golden Gun, 1974, a James Bond film in which he played the role of Scaramanga, a wealthy and cunning assassin. His performance opposite Roger Moore's Bond showcased his ability to convey sophistication and charm, traits that would serve him well in his future roles. This film marked a significant departure from Lee's usual horror fare, demonstrating his range as an actor and his willingness to take on new challenges. As the years passed, Lee continued to work tirelessly, appearing in films, television shows, and stage productions with a dedication that bordered on obsession. His craft was his lifeblood, and he approached each role with a sense of passion and commitment that inspired those around him. His dedication earned him numerous awards and accolades, including a BAFTA Fellowship and a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. Despite his many accomplishments, Lee remained humble and dedicated to his art, always seeking new challenges and opportunities to push himself as an actor. As the years went by, Christopher Lee continued to defy the conventions of age, remaining an active and vibrant presence in the world of cinema. His later works were a testament to his boundless energy and creativity as he seamlessly transitioned between genres and roles with ease. Wonka, Lee's performances were always marked by a sense of depth and nuance. One of the most remarkable aspects of Lee's later career was his foray into the world of heavy metal music. In 2009, at the age of 87, he released his debut album, Charlemagne, by the Sword and the Cross, a symphonic metal masterpiece that showcased his enduring passion for music. The album was met with surprise and admiration from fans and critics alike, who praised Lee's energetic and charismatic performance. As he belted out lyrics with his signature baritone voice, it was clear that this was more than just a novelty act. Lee was a true convert to the world of heavy metal, and his enthusiasm was infectious. Throughout his life, Lee had been recognized with numerous awards and accolades, including a BAFTA Fellowship, a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and a knighthood from Queen Elizabeth II. Despite these honors, he remained humble and dedicated to his craft, always seeking new challenges and opportunities to push himself as an actor. As he once said in an interview, "I'm happier doing other people's material than I am doing my own," a testament to his collaborative spirit and commitment to the art of storytelling. This willingness to take risks and explore new creative avenues was a hallmark of Lee's career, and it inspired countless fans and fellow actors alike. As he navigated the twilight of his years, Lee continued to work tirelessly, appearing in films such as The Hobbit trilogy and Dark Shadows. Despite his advancing age, he remained a force to be reckoned with on screen, bringing gravity and depth to even the most fantastical of roles. However, his health began to decline, and he passed away on June 7, 2015, at the age of 93, leaving behind a legacy that would be felt for generations to come. The news of Lee's passing sent shockwaves through the film industry and beyond, with fans and colleagues alike paying tribute to his remarkable life and career. Sir Ian McKellen, a close friend and fellow actor, remembered Lee as a giant of a man in every sense, whose towering presence both on and off the screen had inspired countless people around the world. As the tributes poured in, it became clear that Lee's impact on popular culture was immeasurable. From the countless films he had inspired to the generations of actors he had influenced, his legacy would continue to be felt for years to come. Today, Christopher Lee is remembered as a true legend of cinema, a master of the horror genre and a versatile actor who brought depth and nuance to a wide range of roles. His impact on popular culture is a testament to the power of dedication, passion, and creativity, a reminder that, no matter what our age or circumstances, we always have the power to pursue our dreams and make a lasting impact on the world. In many ways, Lee's story is a microcosm of the human experience, a journey marked by triumphs and setbacks, twists and turns, but ultimately defined by a deep sense of purpose and passion. That's all for today's biography with Plutarch. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, remember that understanding the lives of remarkable individuals helps us better understand ourselves.